But it's been the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with, and on a mental level. And at one point I didn't even want to wake up. And what I mean by that is I didn't want to continue life anymore. My back was hurting like hell. Welcome back. Well, it's been about 3.5 months or so since my crash and my major surgery on my broken back. But today I'm gonna get to take a little cruise on the new to me 2012 KTM 990. I'm also gonna get to wear for the first time my Scorpion XT 9000. So all my vlog setup and stuff's about the same, but the camera angles might not be set just right. So just forgive me for that. I ain't gonna be able to go too crazy because, like I said, my back still ain't completely healed by no means. But we'll take a little cruise to get the blood flowing again on the motorcycle. So let's jump on the bike. Let's get after it. All right, we're off. Like I said, just if the camera angle's not exactly right, just forgive that. And the audio, I'll still might have to tweak some stuff in this helmet a little bit, but should be pretty close to being right anyway. And this big old thing in front of me is a thing company Carpurize sent me. It's a Android Auto and Apple CarPlay unit. It's pretty cool, so I'm testing that out too. I'm gonna be doing a review on it at some point. But I ain't got no set plans. Gonna take a little cruisy ride. Promised the wife I wouldn't do nothing stupid. It's been 3.5 months or so since I've been on a motorcycle, and the last time I was on one I had a major crash. For people that watch the channel all the time know it resulted in a severely broken back, almost paralyzed me. For people that's maybe new or watching this video for the first time, they're coming to the channel for the first time, pretty major ordeal. It's been one of the hardest things I had to deal with in my life. I've never even broken a bone until now, and broke my back, which is one of the worst things you can do, especially being so close to being paralyzed like I was. But walking a little better now, getting around. I ain't having to wear no brace. Back don't hurt quite as much. Feels like I got a broomstick stuck in there, but muscles are getting better. My arms are probably stronger than they ever was because I've been working out every day. But my legs are muscle tones there, but my left leg for all the nerve damage is still kind of weak. So getting this bike up off the kickstand was pretty hard. And I have ridden it just on my road and a little bit when I bought it, but I had to go really slow and creep it around. But this is the first real ride I got to take on it and test it out. And like I said, I ain't gonna be able to dog it, ain't gonna be able to do hardcore off-road. We will go get a little bit of gravel road in, but it won't be nothing too crazy. You sit on top of this bike more than you do in it, like you do a V-Strom, and the windscreen's little, as you can see. I say the winds hit me about right at on my visor of my helmet, right just above the shield. I don't have any kind of buffeting or anything, but because the windscreen is so skinny, I'm getting a little wind noise on the bottom of my helmet, which is the first time I wore this helmet too. I did wear the ADF that I crashed in, which is the European version of this helmet, but this one, it wasn't, I didn't hear that wind noise on the bottom of that one through my V-Strom because the windscreen had those little kickouts at the bottom. Well, this bike don't have those, so you do get a little bit of air there, but it's not really buffeting. It's just a little bit of wind noise. It's not moving my head around, so that's pretty good. First impression of it on the road in 5 miles. Like I said, the most I've rode this bike. Pretty good, I have to say. I'm glad I took those stupid round mirrors off here and got my nice CNC mirrors on the handguard. That's a much cleaner look, and it cuts down on some of that, all that broken up wind. So it's just I'm getting that noise, but it's a clean noise, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And this bike does not like to be ridden below 4,000 RPMs. It don't, I mean, it probably would off the road. I hadn't had much time with it. I'll have to just wait and see. But 4,000 and up, so 6 gears, just like the V-Strom, is pretty much useless on this kind of road. I'm sure if you was doing like 75 and above, you could use it more, but get cruising speed, seems to be running well. So far, so good. I missed the part where I was turning in on this gravel road, but it's just a little short gravel road that I ride from time to time. Little creek down here. Like I said, a lot of The rain's been washing it out a lot. This is the first time I've had this bike on any kind of gravel. I take it easy, don't want to fall. And just to let y'all know something, before anybody comments and says it, I'm not doing anything against my doctor's orders. I can start moving, bending, all that stuff, and I can do this kind of stuff as long as I take it easy. I don't want to be having a major crash, but if I were to have a little fall or something like that, they said it wouldn't really hurt me. I got a bunch of hardware in my back to try to make it as strong as possible. It is fusing already, but the spine, the bone's going to take up to a full year for my surgery date to fully be a solid bone back there. But I'll feel a little more comfortable about riding more once I get into the, you know, about the 4th, 5th, probably 6 months in. I'll feel pretty confident about riding a little harder. Still won't be doing nothing too crazy. Like I said, it feels like I got a broomstick stuck in my back. That's probably always gonna have that feeling because it's a huge chunk of metal and plates, and it's gonna be a huge chunk of bone. But I said in a year from now, that'll be the strongest part of my back. But right now, I ain't gonna say it's the weakest, but it's definitely not completely healed. But I'm not doing anything against his orders. Like I said, as far as mentally, I got some comments for her trying to tell me how I should feel mentally, I guess. I don't really know. But it's been the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with, and on a mental level. And at one point, I didn't even want to wake up. And what I mean by that is I didn't want to continue life anymore. My back was hurting like hell. My mental state was completely diminished, even though my wife and stuff was around. It's just something, it's hard to explain unless you deal with mental stuff like depression and stuff. It was just a really low point in my life. And this little bright spot of having this bike again, and even just cruising on this gravel road at like 12 miles an hour is bringing so much joy to me right now. Y'all don't even know. I don't think people that don't ride will never understand either. But if you're watching the channel, surely you probably ride. It's great. It's putting a smile on my face right now and bringing me so much joy. And just picking up this bike and being able to tinker with it, look at it, all that stuff's just so good. It won't be too long. We'll be out on some more adventures and camping and stuff again, but I'll eventually get back to close to 100% as I can. And until then, I'll just make the best of it. It's all I can do, and try to be easy on it and not hurt myself, because I definitely don't want no long-term effects from this stuff. I just want it to be as normal as possible, because I'm about to be 44 years old here in a couple days, and I still got a little bit of life ahead of me, and still want to do all this stuff and still want to ride and stuff a lot. And I'm not going to go down to like a turtle's pace, because I told Timmy if I ever get to a point where I'm going to a turtle's pace, I'm just going to quit riding, because that's not something I want to do. I will tone it down a lot, because I can't afford to get hurt on a lot of different aspects again, especially like this. But I just make the best of it, and like I said, I just adjust to it as I get to it, because I don't know what the long term of this is going to be, because I've never had anything like this happen to me before, so who knows. All right, y'all, I just pulled over on the side of the road, so if there's traffic coming by, just excuse that traffic noise. But this is where I'm gonna end this one. I had a good time, rode about 20-25 miles. I'm about 5 miles away from the house, so I ended up about 30 miles. Good enough for me for the first ride back. I'll take it. First impression of the new bike, I like it. It's good and smooth. Transmission shifts well. Windscreen throws a little bit more air on the side of the helmet than I'd probably like, but that's not too bad. So the first impression of the XT9000, I like that too. Like I said, I think it's because it gets that wind noise because that screen's so skinny, but don't get much buffeting. So yeah, I like the bike pretty good. Like I said, it put a huge smile on my face to be able to ride today, just that little bit. I'll slowly get back into it. I still got a long way to go as far as getting completely recovered, but I'll get there, and I'll slowly get back into riding like I want to. So just hang in there with us. And as always, appreciate y'all watching. If you hadn't already, hammer the shit out of that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be alerted when new content comes out. We'll see y'all in the next one.